Hey, everybody, and welcome to Last Week from the Table for Tuesday, December 8th, 2020. I'm your host, DM Gallibond. And behind my voice, you'll just have to imagine some music because there were software updates this week, and now the stupid software doesn't want to cooperate between the two programs, the one that does the music and the one that does the slides. So, we're just going to pretend that there was music while we started. And we are going to move on from these technical difficulties. All right. What we do here on this show is we do a recap of all of the sessions that I ran in the 3 actual play games that I do every week. And we start by looking at what happened last Thursday in the Sword Coast Chronicles. Every Thursday at 8 p.m. here on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Gallibond, we play a game where it is our love letter to the 5th edition published campaigns. So the party right now, they have been following the Cult of the Dragon, and they followed them as far as Waterdeep. And then they kind of knew that they were going to go north, but they heard a rumor that one of the leaders of the cult that they are after went ahead. So they said, "All right, we're not going to stick around and wait for these wagons to leave. We are going to go on our own. We're going to find a riverboat and go up the Desserin River and try to go around and meet up or intercept these guys because river traffic is faster than overland traffic, right?" Okay, sure. And when they did, they wound up getting attacked by river pirates. Um, the river pirates, they fought them off, but then they decided to go to a stronghold they saw where they thought the river pirates might be operating out of and see if they could find anything there because they thought, oh, these guys may have a connection to the Cult of the Dragon. In the meantime, they got intercepted by some druids who are also enemies of the pirates, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, they could be in league with Cult of the Dragon. Come, you must come to our tower and meet with our leader, and you can tell him what's going on, and maybe you can help us with the pirates, and then we can help you with this other thing." So the party was like, "Yeah, okay, enemy of my enemy. May you not at least stab me in the back tonight." And so they go to this tower and they find that this enemy, Salazar Dryflagon, and he's this maddened druid who just wants everything to burn. and so now they realize, oh crap, now we've got. Now, these guys may be just as bad as the pirates, but, you know, what are we going to do? So they find a whole bunch of people that are camped out near this tower that want to that are here for a ritual that these druids have been promising is going to happen. And the party's trying to figure out, okay, which ones of these are people that are kind of on the level that we want to maybe we want to have on our side, and which ones of these people are liable to be with those bastards and be fighting against us if if some stuff goes down here. So they spent the entire session last week going around and talking to different groups of people on the hill, and they had their interview with the Elazar Dryflag, and they finally learned out what he was all about, and it was like, oh crap. Um, so we'll have to show up next week, Thursday, 8 o'clock, or I should say this week, Thursday, 8 o'clock, and see what happens next. Because it sounds like when they do this ritual of the Wicker Man, that sounds like it's going to be something a little bit special. A little bit special. All right. So that is on Thursdays. Then on Saturday evenings at 7 p.m., we are playing through the Lost Mine of original D&D. Now, Lost Mine of original D&D is a retelling of the Lost Mine of Phandelver, but using the original D&D rule set from back in the 1970s. So that rule set plays very differently than 5th edition. Um, it is very primitive. Couple of examples. Initiative is not a d20, it's a d6. And instead of every single character on each side rolling initiative, one member of the party rolls initiative for the party, and the DM rolls one initiative roll for the enemies. And whichever side gets a better initiative, everybody on that side goes before the other side gets to act. And then that initiative gets re-rolled at the top of every round. So you can have the same side go 2 turns in a row because they lose initiative one round, but then they win initiative the next round. And so they go last in initiative in the previous round and first in the initiative in the next round. And so in this particular edition, the way things have played out, we do have a magic user. Magic user's two favorite spells, because they're a magic user after my own heart, are Sleep and Charm Person. And she has used Sleep to knock out entire battlefields full of enemies so that the rest of the party can just go around and stab them because yes, coup de grace is a rule in this edition of D&D. Um, plunge an edged weapon into a sleeping enemy and instant kill. Um, then the other thing she's done is she has charmed a couple of key people. One of the key people she's charmed is Clark. Clark the Bugbear. Yes, Clark the Bugbear from the initial kind of area, the kind of the boss monster there. And in this particular edition, Charm Person, if you're not terribly bright, and bugbears don't have great intelligence, if you fail that first roll, you have to wait 30 days before you get another saving throw. So she's got 30 days of leading Clark around thinking Clark is her best friend. And so they are putting that to great advantage. Clark is, for all intents and purposes, an NPC member of the party. Um, Clark is also has aspirations to be the king of Cragmaw Castle. And the entire party, including the magic user, are kind of letting him think that that's what he's destined to do. And letting him think that, oh, these wonderful group of humans that are adventuring with you and this halfling that's adventuring with you, uh, they are going to help you make those aspirations come true. And so Clark is feeling wonderful, and they have introduced Clark to the town master as Lord Clark, the rightful lord of Cragmaw Castle. And Clark has had an in-depth discussion with the town master. Well, how can Clark and the defenders of Cragmaw Castle, how can we help your town here? Oh, seems like you have a lot of problems that we might be able to help you with. And so the town master's just kind of like, oh, holy crap, what the hell do I do? So the this campaign is it's going its own way, and these players are having a lot of fun with it, and I am enjoying running it for them. So join in Saturdays at 7 p.m. to see what happens there. Then on Sundays at 2 p.m., this is kind of the magnum opus, if you will. It's the Walker of Waterdeep. It's a planeswalking campaign. Right now, they are in Kamigawa. And yesterday in the session, it was full of fights. They Actually, the last two sessions have been full of fights. Hang on just a second. I need to make a noise here, so I'm going to mute the mic. All right. So the week before, they had fought some bandits uh, in the verges of Junkai Forest as they were heading to Kofu Village. And at the end of that fight, they had taken prisoners, but we didn't have time to interrogate them. So they started this session by interrogating those prisoners, finding out that they work for an ogre called Hidetsugu, who is in league with a powerful demon, an oni, as they call them. And there's kind of a backstory of this Hidetsugu that he was once an ally of the general, a general that has now gone Ronin. Uh, if you're somebody who really is into Kamigawa lore, uh, don't at me. Um, I pick and choose what I want out of the lore, and I um, use it to fit the purposes of my game. It's my story. I'm going to tell it the way I want to. But that is, oh gosh, I forget off the top of my head what his name is, but it's the um, it's the Ronin samurai who is one of the legendary people out of the um, Kamigawa block storyline. And of course, the Kami War is in full swing while the characters are there. So they've already had to deal with a Kami attack, and they are trying to get to some of the snake people to talk to them because they think the snake people can help them with introductions to the fox people because the fox people supposedly know a wise sage, and the sage maybe understands what's going on with the whole Kami War, and the party is on a mission, and the Aki have told them that uh, they can't help them finish the mission until the Kami War is resolved. So the party is having to try to figure out why is the Kami War happening. So they're having to go through and meet all these different people and do all these things and do all this series of interconnected side quests until they can actually um, get to a point where they can finish their main quest for the reason that they came to Kamigawa in the first place. So this is just my way of saying, okay, there's all these interesting peoples here. How can I get my party to where I introduce all of them? It's a little bit of railroading, um, and it's more railroading than I prefer to do in my games. But I found with this party that if I make it too much of a sandbox, then there's too many competing opinions of what they should do, and the game really bogs down while people try to decide, well, should we go and do this, or should we go and do that, or should we go and do the other, or should we go and do the other? So at least while I present that there are other possibilities, I always make this very clear, bright, glowing thing of, hey, the big, finger pointing from the sky of the universe is saying, go here. And um, because otherwise I will just get bored sitting to listen to them bicker with each other about what they want to do. And it's a good thing on one hand because they want to do so many different things, but it's also kind of frustrating on the other hand because they can't come to an agreement of what to do without the DM telling them, "Hey, here's what you're doing." Um, so uh, it's a fun game. There's a lot of homebrew, a lot of customization. Everything that they fight in this campaign are monsters out of the history of Magic the Gathering. So I said that they were interrogating some of their prisoners. Well, on their way to Kofu Village, they were ambushed by ogres. All the ogres are ogres out of the Kamigawa card block, and some of them have some very interesting features. Like one of them, um, its bite will actually do a point of strength damage along with doing some hit point damage. Now that strength will come back, but it takes a long rest to recover one point of strength. So that was pretty scary because the cleric got bitten, and oh, now the cleric's down a point of strength until he takes a long rest. So yeah, lots of different things going on there. And um, if you want to find out all of the different things that happen in that Walker of Waterdeep campaign, you too can join us on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Gallibond. And that's going to wrap it up for last week from the table. I'll just close by saying remember to try to make your games memorable so that you will have tales that you can share from your table as well. And once again, our music has failed us, so just imagine the closing music as we go to the end credits. Good night, everybody.